There's a video that went viral and you might have seen it within the last week. Now, in this video, there was an elderly woman that was around 81 years old walking with a walker across the street. Now, back in the day, people used to walk the elderly across the street. You would hear people, walking old people across the street. That's like a good deed. When you see somebody, get out and go try to walk somebody that's older across the street and make sure that they got there. And that was just kind of like accustomed to good manners and being a polite person. And that's always been in our movies and, cartoons. And it is so American to just walk an elderly person across the street and help them out. Well, nowadays, in a world that has no more manners, no more rules, people that don't care about bettering themselves or, making sure that there's actual values that exist in our society, that's all out the window. So instead of helping the elderly cross the road, they are now stopping them from doing so. Who do I mean they? Of course, the far left. And, little queen bees of the far left, Antifa. Antifa made it in another viral video where they are, clearly you can see them acting like little punks, destroying what we have left in our own country, just destroying everything. But in this video, to be a lot more specific, it was at an event for Dave Rubin. So it wasn't just like a normal event that people were going to, like any play or any movie or anything like that. It was politically motivated. It was politically an event that was open to anybody that wanted to pay for and wanted to attend. So, towards the public, if you want to attend something, you want to pay for it, then you should be able to have the freedom to go there and to be able to assemble without anybody breaking that up. Even in Canada, because Canada, you still have a lot of rights. You're like the second America without all of our freedoms that we have by our Constitution. Seriously, I think that Canada has way more freedoms than anywhere else in the world. I'm not sure exactly. I haven't looked exactly with different laws of what you can say and exactly what would be going on with the whole gun issue. But I would say I would rather live in Canada personally. If I could not live in America and I had to live somewhere other than America, I would literally live in Canada. I'm not joking. I'm not just saying that. If all of a sudden today I'm like, wow, okay, I have to leave from America and they tell me that I have to go, reparations is something that comes up and they're gonna sell my property or something like that. Kamala Harris just got elected. I have to sell my property. I have to leave. I would go to Canada. I wouldn't go to Australia. I want to go to, well, first off, it's very hard to get in Australia, but if I had a choice, I'm not going to go to Australia. I'm definitely not going to go to the UK. Can't even have a butter knife. I can't even properly butter up my toast in the breakfast. In the morning when I'm having breakfast, that's going to be hard. That's going to be an issue. I would rather live in Mexico than live in the United Kingdom at this point. Because at least in Mexico, if all goes wrong, I can still butter up my toast in the morning with some OJ and whatever else that I have. And I can go, chillax at Rosarita Beach or something. It's not going to be that big of an issue. Maybe the cartel might come, maybe they might go after me, I don't know, but still, you're going to have a lot more freedoms you could ever have in the United Kingdom. It's pretty much a joke at this point to even live there. People are getting in trouble for their dogs peeing on other people's property randomly. They're getting in trouble for repeating different lyrics from different songs and their dogs doing different jokes. And I could go on, but it is ridiculous. Girls are accused of racism because they tan too much or something. If they tan too much in the summer, what world? How are people even offended like this? It's crazy because that half of the things that people even act like that they're offended by, they're not. They are just using all of this to their own benefit financially. Going back to the elderly woman with the walker trying to cross the street just to see Dave Rubin. She's probably a Dave Rubin fan. In her mind, she's like, oh, I just want to see Dave Rubin for the day in Canada, an American that I love, that I want to see, and that I just want to see him, how old people are. So a lot of different older people they do like bigger figures and different public figures and stuff like that. And I feel like, you know, in her mind, she is just seeing a public figure that she wants to see. And then Antifa, of course, they are able to just be as ridiculous as they are to stop her from crossing the road. How stupid. I mean, seriously, why do we let them sell their books in Barnes & Noble? Why does Barnes & Noble give them a deal? Why does Amazon give them deals on their stupid little handbook and comic books and different propaganda that they are currently spreading, but say that from the right, if you even want to make a normal dating book, if you even want to, you know, talk about the issues that you want to talk about in the country that's going on in a free society, that you can't do that. They're banning conservatives, they're banning Catholics, they're banning Christians, they're banning normal guys that are making dating books, but they won't ban Antifa's handbook. After how many people have been killed, how many people have been attacked, stalked, hurt, doxxed, the list goes on. But we let them have their stupid little handbook to keep spreading hate in our country. I don't know if you're familiar with book burning in history, but it's a digital book burning by what they're doing, and then they're deciding what you want to see, and all of a sudden something as ridiculous and crazy as Antifa, and then you wonder why. Why is everything that I'm allowed to read, everything that I'm able to buy that's newer, that's controversial, that's in the news, is all kind of like a crazy ideology made up by the far left. Whether it's going to be Antifa or it's going to be a bunch of feminist books, third wave feminism hitting literally faster than any wave off of Hawaii shores has ever hit. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy that nobody can realize what's even going on. I mean, I'm sure that there are so many conservatives, but I mean the whole, like, just total of everybody in our country right now, like, they think everything's normal, probably because nobody reads the news. A lot of people do, but there's a lot of entertainment nowadays and a lot more going on, so people, they tend to, I'd say, kind of glance at the news, read over a little bit, the titles, and then they go off and they don't really care. They don't even care about the bias or anything like that. They don't see the bias. After the video was released and the whole entire public was able to view that, seeing that Antifa was screaming in the face of the elderly. There was another guy too, I'm not sure if he was with the woman or like her friend, or, you know, maybe he was just a bystander, and I'm not sure. But another elderly guy, he went up and he tried to, you know, kind of break up the situation with Antifa and the woman. But Antifa wasn't having it. They started yelling at the poor guy, saying that he was, you know, I don't even want to say it because there's so many different words that you can't say, and I can't lose this channel. But, you know, just calling him all kinds of different names of what he is not, claiming that he was racist, and if you could think of any words related with an N in racism, that's it. So, I mean, it's so hard. It would be so much easier on BitChute. Everybody needs to check out BitChute. If you don't know what BitChute is, I don't have to talk like this. And pretty soon, if I have enough people on BitChute, I will just put out an unedited version and then my edited version for YouTube. Because I think that, you know, I don't want to have to edit and hide everything that I say and talk YouTube language how they want me to talk. I think that I really want to have my videos unedited, not because I'm going to be cussing and like saying all these horrible profanity and everything like that. No, it's because, you know, even words it's not considered, you know, a cuss word or anything bad or horrible or anything like that can be banned. People's names, remember, they can be banned. So, you know, why go through that? I need to have an unedited and edited version. Something I'm going to work towards, not right now, but, you know, in the next few months, honestly. This isn't the first time that Antifa has publicly just been very disrespectful to elders or even like women or anything like that. Okay, first off, in Portland, where I live, literally, okay, you had Antifa that was trying to break, okay, they weren't trying to break in this guy's car, but they were being very controlling. I had it in my video for Antifa, the violence is continuously happening here. Now it's continuously going on, it's building up and everything. I made a video about that, and I think you should check it out. But I mean, really. So I'm talking about the violence of Antifa. And what you can see is that Antifa was trying to direct traffic, and they're trying to tell people where to go, where not to go. It was an elderly man. They're hitting his car with like the baton, the police weapon. They're hitting the car with the baton and the police weapon. They're hitting it and stuff like that. And they're telling people where to go, where not to go. But specifically with this elderly man, I mean, they never hit him, but they were hitting his car because he wasn't listening to them. They are not traffic controllers. They do not work for the government. So why is Ted Wheeler allowing Antifa to direct traffic here in Portland, Oregon? It makes no sense at all. Then they do this stuff at Dave Rubin's event up in Canada. It's very close to the Pacific Northwest. I mean, come on. What is going on? There's been many more incidents badly that's happened in Portland, Oregon, having to do with Andy No being beaten up by Antifa with milkshakes that were filled with, cement concrete that was drying cement concrete. And if you don't know the difference, there is, a quick drying cement base for concrete that will quickly dry immediately so that it could get the job done. Just like super glue, but with cement. So you had that, and it was used as a chemical weapon, literally by Antifa. They mixed it in milkshakes. They had a milkshake party in the back of a U-Haul that they rented in Portland, Oregon, and nobody seems to care. Why isn't the mainstream media reporting on this? Why isn't the mainstream media reporting about the elderly couple that crossed the road that got hurt? Do they not care? They obviously don't. So it shows you, though, that, I'd say the mainstream media and the fake news is the enemy of the people, just like Donald Trump said. I don't want to agree with everything that he says. I don't want to agree with a lot of it, but he's right. He's right. They are liars. They're using their power against the people right now to try to, make their narrative of what they want people to believe for marketing reasons, for the top buyer and the top bidder that can bid and buy the media out. I mean, that's what it is. Look at Nike. Why do they get all the promotions that they do? Why does Popeyes? Anybody that has the most amount of money, they're going to get a little bit of the chunk of the change and what's going on. And everybody else, so you suffer the consequences, I guess, right? Antifa, though, is something that really needs to go away. It's something that does not belong in America. Whether you are to the left or you're far left or whatever ideology you believe in. I think that honestly it is not good for our country. It's not going to do good things. If you want to make a change, if you're upset with conservatives, if you're upset with me, if you're upset with people that talk the way that I do, think the way that I do, or anything above and beyond anybody that you don't agree with, then speak out against that. Try to communicate, try to debate, try to make a change that way. You don't have to join some group like Antifa and start being all radicalized and do insane things like, block old people from crossing the road with their walker. You're not a hero by doing that. I'm sorry, you're not. On that note, though, I'm gonna head out, and I'm gonna have another video coming very shortly. There's a lot of videos on my channel if you want to go check them out, and if you want to support this channel and you want to actually, support what I'm doing and the work that I'm providing, then you can go to my PayPal at Living Capone. You could also go to my Subscribe Star at Living Capone, and I'll check you next time.